that, y'all. I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I like that, y'all. I like that, y'all. I like that.
Good evening, crypto friends. How are we doing out there? Today is March the 5th, Friday, and welcome to the Crypto Happy Hour. As you can see, we are looking at the heat map for cryptocurrency, and BTC is down 3.89, kind of fell back with the stonk market as it kind of fell off. Let's get into the charts. If you're out there, say hello. Don't be too shy to say hi in the chat, and we can take requests if you like. How are we doing out there? Okay, let's get into BTC. As you can see, we have the buy and the sell. The buy would be the green zone, the red zone, but we are watching. We did see some weakness on this climb up. 1, 2, 3, and we did get above the 100-day moving average here on the 1 hour time frame, but it's looking a little weak here. So keep an eye on that. But we do have the 12 and the 26-day coming up underneath. It's going to provide us some support, and we're looking to get just above this 100-day moving average on the 1 hour chart, and we're looking for more volume to come in to give us the lift up. Moving on to DOT, one of the ones in our watch list, coming into DOT USD. As you can see, we have the buy and the sell. These are based off the Fibonacci retracements on the way down and on the way back up. You can learn all about that on last weekend's Saturday and Sunday video, so be sure and go to the channel and check that out. So what we're looking at right now is we did encounter, you see the DOGE here in the center indicating indecision. Then we kind of pulled back down to the 26, found some support. 1226 did cross right here, so keeping an eye on that. Resistance at the 34.497 and support down at the 33.301. Actually, we could move that guy down just a, so 33.209. Let's make that accurate. So right here in the buy zone, but we need to keep an eye on that. We are seeing weakness, so we may retrace back down and need to adjust this. Moving on to BNB USD, Binance coin. There we go. As you can see, we're just pumping out of here, outside the buy zone area. And this is, of course, not financial advice. I'm just some dude on the internet, so never listen to anyone on YouTube when it comes to making your financial decisions. There's your disclaimer. Moving on. So trying to pop up, we see a lot of wicks in these candles. So there's a lot of, it looks like some trading bots. So, you know, the algos are on this thing trying to trade the arbitrage in between the buy and sell. But we are wiggling our way up top. So you can see we have the target set way up here. In this range, let's get you some resistance and support. Support held right here on this 26-day moving average. Let's zoom in there for you can see that better. And you can see the 12 and 26 giving us some good support levels. So we're looking at the 223.653 support and the 230.920 resistance. Like I said, this is kind of a little bit of weakness. We would like to see fatter candles and more volume. Volume is kind of drifting off as we move into the evening hours here in the United States. So we'll be watching that into the night. Moving on to IOTA. IOTA was kind of leading the way today. So as you can see, we did get up to, if you followed this trade, we got up into the sell target. We're here on the 1 hour chart. So back on right at this morning when I went live to 7 a.m., we hit the ideal range. So if you're in this trade, as we came in here, I can pull this rectangle over. You could have enter down here as we emerged. We had the 12, the 26, the 100 all in the right configuration for upside potential. Good volume. So everything was looking peachy keen for IOTA. So that would have been a, let's have a look here. We'll pull a rule on that. Let's say we got in the middle of that and out here. So that would be a 17%-ish gain. So the reason we do this is we expect it to go all the way up to 100%, trace back usually, and it's going to bang around this 0.50, which is not a Fibonacci, but it does usually revert to the mean. So this is the 0.50 halfway up and down, and then we're going to scout out, see how we behave with the moving averages and the volume and the price action. That is IOTA. Resistance at 1.350. Support down at the 1.317. Moving on to Cardano, another one we've been watching. This one did hit the apex up here of the trade. As you can see, once we got up here, we did find resistance at the 100-day moving average. We kind of anticipated that. So we would, if you're in this trade, the ideal situation is once you hit the sell target up here to at least take off a good portion for take some profit, and then we'll regroup as we have support here at the 1.156 level. And we did see resistance at right on that 100-day moving average. So watch that thing because it is trending downward a little bit at the 1.1936. Correct. For Cardano ADA, and for you guys that's and gals, that's basically the competitor, excuse me, to Ethereum ADA USD. Moving on to Link, another one that we had in our watch list. As you can see, we ran up through. If I say that again, you have to do a shot. If I say, as you can see, shots have to go. Anyway, as we, what can I say differently? As indicated on the chart, there we go. Got up through our resistance levels, fought our way through, and then we had hit some major resistance up here at the 28.267 resistance and support just down. There we go. You can see it's right on that 0.50 fib, providing support now, which was resistance, getting through it. The anticipation is to bang around in here sideways for healthy consolidation. And then ideally we would see the 12 get underneath and the 26 and push us up towards the 100-day moving average for continuation to the upside. Moving on to Ethereum, ETH, USD. And as you can see, very similar pattern, 1226 cross here. Gave us a little boost to the upside. Try to get above the 100-day moving average, still giving us grief as the volume kind of went against us. So the bulls are not buying it up in here. So hopefully we can get a little momentum and get up through these averages up to our sell target in this range. And if you're wondering about what all this means, like I said, like, subscribe, do all those things, ring the bell for alerts, and we'll do a deep dive tomorrow and Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and then we are live every morning at 7 a.m. and every evening at 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. So there we go. There's your support is at, there we go, at the 1523.88 USD. Hitting resistance, yeah, you can watch this 100-day moving average, but we do have resistance at the 1547.93. Should we can get up above this 100-day with some additional momentum. Moving on to XLM USD Stellar. This one's a little bit later to the party than the others, so if you're just getting interested in this one, you may have an entry coming up. As we see, we haven't even come up to challenge the 100-day moving average. So we do have the 12 underneath, 26 cross. RSI is in good shape down here. So a little bit more volume above average. So keep an eye on the volume. That will be one of your major indicators. That'll give you some momentum to get up through these resistance levels as we try to come up and poke through. For XLM, so support is on the bottom of this red candle here, which would be the 0.404. Resistance at the 0.4122 for XLM USD. Moving on to NU USD. Now I did put a little circle on here, ellipse actually. As you can see, these tops right here, this real skinny, you barely see that spinning top on there. That was an indicator of more resistance that we saw in the previous tickers that we've been showing today, and we did trace back. So we failed there at that 0.679, fell back down to support, managed to hold right on this just above, or I should say just below the 0.886, which is our buy target, and made the climb up. But we do have these massive wicks which indicate profit taking on the way up, so be cautious of that and keep that in mind. And we're trying to get up here now to push through this 100-day moving average, and we have some previous price action up here that may indicate that we might have a shot at it. So trying to get up through. Watch the 100-day, increasing volume for NU. That's a good sign. RSI is still in good shape. We're still not in the overbought. So just watch that level. Once it gets to around 70 or so, there may be a little bit of a pullback and then a bounce. For NU USD, we may need to, let's zoom into the 30-minute time frame to see if we can find some more clarity on support. And all this resistance is going to become support. So that's 0.6795, and then resistance up here at right there, 0.70, round psychological number. We'll go back to the 1-hour time frame and continue. Moving on to NMR USD. NMR, we came up, met the resistance here on the point. This is the climb up and the retracement back down. So we haven't even gotten all the way up here. So we haven't locked in this top up here or this pivot point. So we're scoping that out. This particular one we may want to be a little bit more cautious with. We did cross through, we made it through the buy zone. 1226 cross right there, but we met some earlier resistance than the previous ones right here at the 40.02, so $40 USD psychological, and bounce back down to the 39.10, so a dollar range in there. Increasing bear volume, keep that in mind. And then we anticipate to encounter, we have the 0.50 for the halfway mark. So that's going to be the first level of resistance, and then we got to get through the 100, which looks like it's trending down to meet up right there. So that's going to be a challenge for us bulls to get it through. So keep that in mind, okay? Moving on to LTC Litecoin, LTC USD. As you know, if you follow this channel, we did ride this trade up. We took 90% of the trade off the table up here, letting the rest ride because we have some fundamental beliefs that this one's going to continue to grow. So I wanted to have some exposure in LTC. Um, as you know, I always keep Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins exposure on the table, but this particular one I didn't have, so I wanted to get actually made this one free. So we're just letting the house money sit there and ride, and we're in good shape and no concern. So right now you have support at the 179.40, resistance at the 183.33, very tight range, trying to get over that. Work out this 100-day moving average. You're just bouncing around on top and bottom. 12-day moving average is trending upward as the 26 and above average volume. So good volume. So there seems to be some interest in Litecoin, LTC, USD. Let's move on to Comp. Comp is one of our DeFi coins, or I should say DeFi tokens. Comp has a really good run here. We did touch down. We set some new levels this morning. Got through the buy zone. The 1226 are favorable, heading up to the 100-day. Trying to poke above there. We have some good volume on this bullish candle here. So watch out for us to get above that 100-day, and that's going to be resistance at the moment. Then we should get support as all these moving averages start to work their way to follow. And RSI is in good shape, as you want to keep an eye out for the 70.00, in which that's the scale in which you will be overbought, and that can sometimes send us to retrace down. So keep an eye out for that for Comp USD. Support at 472.46, resistance. We've blown through all that, so let's get up there. Next resistance level is going to be the 489.88, and trying to get above there. As you can see, we've got some levels to get through to get to our sell target up in the 504-ish range. Moving on to BAT, Basic Attention Coin, BAT USD. This particular one seems the algos are all over this. You can see the wicks on both sides. It's just bouncing around the bid and the ask. So the high frequency trading is on top of this one. Keep that in mind, but it is working our way up this 100-day. As you can see, the 100-day moving average underneath here. We're just kind of gradually moving up. So the only thing for us bulls is to watch for is we have the volume starting to dry up. Okay, so watch the volume. Going to have support at 67.6721, resistance at 0.69. All of these wicks of these candles, the body of this candle, did manage to poke up here somehow, and the bears sold it right back down quickly. Moving on to GRT USD. Once again, this one's a little bit later to the party than the others, so we got up in here and encountered a lot of resistance. So you see we were having difficulty getting above the 100-day moving average here on the 1-hour time frame. We may need to come down and regroup, gather some support, set a higher low, and then look for continuation there. So resistance right now, excuse me, at 1871. Support is at the 1.80, and we can actually come up just a little bit if you want. There we go. 1.82. We do have the 26-day. You can see it came down and provided support. So hoping to work off that as we can massage our way up to the top. Let's move into some of the DeFi coins. We've already covered comp, so we'll move into the, you can see I have the list here. There was comp. We talked about comp already. Let's look at UNI, USD. That was a request from one of our viewers, so we have that one. Still looking for some clarity on this particular guy here. You have resistance up at the 28.83 and support. We're on the 1 hour time frame at 28.118. We have the 1226 cross and the 100-day underneath. So this particular one, we have some, all the support levels are starting to line up in the configuration we like for upward momentum. Just watching out for the volume. It seems to be increasing. RSI is in good shape for UNI, USD. Well, let's have a look at AAVE. AAVE. Support is on this 12-day moving average at the 364.880 and 378.265. You could probably think about you're going to have to get back through there again. So we'll move that down. 374.06 resistance. Tight range, tightening range there. Got to get through there, and then we got to come up and get past this 100-day moving average. Light volume, RSI dead center. So moving on to MKR. So we see that we came up, got into the buy zone. We're actually on our way down. Retraced all the way down to the bottom. Bounced. Support. Tried to get into the sell zone again. Failed. Now we've been rejected. And like an angry candle, just went back down to here. So we fell back down to support at the 2053.60. And actually, we would expect it to actually get down to, let's look at the 2049.0. Yeah, roughly the 2050. Psychological, and then we've got some work to do to work our way back up. So we'll reconfigure this particular one because we did lose. We failed up here on this resistance level. I'll go ahead and show you right up here. So we weren't in the right orientation. So that's where you walk away from it, right? So you don't do the wrong thing. Got some tight resistance at the 2077.83 for MKR. Let's run back and have a look right quick. Is any requests out there? If you're out there, don't be too shy to say hi in the chat. Let me know what you'd like for me to chart. I'm happy to do that for you. And, oh yeah, good point. I haven't covered DOGE. As you can see, DOGE, sideways city. So basically what you're looking at is straight up high frequency trading algorithms, trading the tops and bottoms, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. That's all they do. So that gives you no indication of direction. And let's see, we could put a ruler on that. I think it's going to be like 8% or something. So it'd take a significant amount of capital to put a ding in this, right? So you'd be risking a lot of capital, and that's why we're in the no trade zone for Doge. But we can get you some support and resistance. So we have support 0.04916534. Resistance tight range down here to 0.05015261. Doge got some good bullish news from Mark Cuban, who owns the Dallas Mavericks. They're going to accept Doge for tickets. So there you go. But didn't even move the needle whatsoever. Okay, let's check back real quick with BTC before we let you go here. BTC USD. Currently doing some consolidation. Up here as we try to navigate through this 100-day moving average. So we're going to need some bulls to step in with some volume and girth to get that guy up above there so we can continue the climb up. So that's BTC USD. Anything left? Anybody in there in the chat? If you want to put something in there, feel free to do so. Have a few more minutes before we wrap it up. Let's hop over and look at the market caps real quick. See how we're sitting. Bitcoin dominance still at the 61.51s. As you can see, we've been banging around here between 62-ish and the 61.5. Pretty much not much BTC moving in and out of space, but you can see the fluctuations going in and out the altcoins. Let's have a look at that, for example. Total crypto market cap. We're starting to climb back up, so it looks like some fiat did make its way back into the space. And we're up at the 1.486 trillion. So right at the 1.5 trillion market cap for the total crypto market cap. And that's about all for me. Unless you want to say something in the chat, let me know. Be sure and subscribe, like, and do all those things. That helps me keep these videos a coming. Anyway, have a great evening, folks, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Good night.